Hey guys, today I want to talk about one of the critical elements of Bernie Sanders' campaign, which is the federal jobs guarantee. Okay? So, I'm not sure what exactly Bernie Sanders promises by a federal jobs guarantee, but what the name implies is that there can be a guaranteed job for anybody of working age in the US. So that's what the name implies. And what that means is there are about 200 million people between over the age of 18 that are US citizens right now. Okay? 200 million people. And out of those 200 million people, about less than 50 million of them are over the age of 65. So if you do the math, that's 150 million federal jobs that Bernie Sanders wants to create. The US has obviously never, ever attempted to create 150 million federal jobs out of nowhere before. Of course, there are, I'm sure. Okay, let's just give the benefit of the doubt that out of those 150 million jobs, let's just even say 100 million of those have already been created as jobs. So let's just say Bernie Sanders needs to create 50 million more jobs for Americans of working age. 50 million more. That has never ever been done in the US before. Somebody has attempted a small scale version of this. And this person was called Robert McNamara. Robert McNamara was a defense secretary. He wanted to, I believe it was a draft, but he wanted to put 1 million, not 50 million, but 1 million people into the army. And in order for him to do that, he had to basically waive off the scholastic ability test scores. He basically had to waive off almost everything in order to accept even close to 1 million. I don't actually know how much he placed in the army at the end of the day, but his goal was 1 million people in the army, which is why a lot of those people who ended up being drafted into the army were called McNamara's 1 million. Okay, so he believed that the army was the best place to train people, and that people can be trained to do anything, and that the army was the place to do it, and they would help the US win the war, and those skills would be transferable to everyday life once they get out of the army. I wasn't there. I'm not any sort of major historian with regards to McNamara's 1 million, but there were many critics who nicknamed this effort McNamara's folly. Many have said that most, and I'm being generous with this, most of the McNamara 1 million were of negative value to the army. Not saying that they're dumb, right? Although some of them might have lower aptitudes. I don't know, but not everybody's fit to take orders. Not everybody's able to stay still or follow instructions. There are many there are many things. There are many people who would not be a great contribution if they were put into the army. So many of them died, and by many historians' accounts, it was complete disaster. Okay, so that was a small scale example of some kind of federal jobs guarantee, except it wasn't guaranteeing 50 million jobs. It was trying to guarantee 1 million jobs, not 50 million. And some might have benefited from it. You could even say you could even argue that those people were what mattered. But if the net value that's created by these jobs isn't positive, as in if there's a very good chance that, let's say, creating 50 million federal jobs is going to lower the quality of the country, why not just give them a universal basic income?